Heartland Elementary. And to help us do that, this is our new friend, Mr. Jay Montgomery.
My name is Jay Montgomery. I am from Carrollton, Kentucky. I travel and get to speak and do school assemblies. I've been talking to students in particular, students and college students, probably at least 20 plus years now. Listen, here in just a few minutes, I'm going to bend and break some stuff. Yeah, you know, like everybody gets like these gifts, like these talents. Like some people can sing. So if I were to start singing, you'd laugh at me. Yeah. No, I'm not doing it. No. You wouldn't want to see me dance either. It'd be bad. I'm not a very good dancer. No. But listen, the thing that I can do, for some reason I got big. I've lifted weights my whole life. I eat a lot. And I'm big, and so along the way, I learned how to use my strength to bend and break things, and it gives me an opportunity to get in front of students like you to talk about stuff that's really, really important. I know it's Red Ribbon Week, and so we're talking about the power of choices. Like everybody's making choices, right? Everybody makes choices every day. Like you got up and decided if you're going to put shoes on or come to school barefooted. Yeah, or if you're going to wear this shirt or that shirt, or if you're going to eat at school or eat at home. All these choices. Listen, one of the things, if I wasn't doing this today, one of the things that I like to do is fish. I'm not real good at it, but I love fishing. And so there was this place back home, it's about 2 hours from here. Back home, there's all kinds of wildlife. I've seen beavers there, I've seen river otters, great big birds, big turtles. But there's really good fish there. And I've seen them swimming around, and I've not caught one of those before. And so one morning I go out there to fish, and I show up, and I hook into something big. Now I don't know how many people does anybody like to fish? So I get like super excited. I'm out there in the woods by myself at this big pond. This guy's giving me permission to go fish at. And I hook into something big, and I'm like, oh, this is the biggest fish I've caught. This is going to be the biggest fish I've caught. And I'm reeling it in. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know what it is. And I'm reeling it up to the side thinking it may be too big for it to be a fish. It could be a turtle. It could be one of those beavers I've seen swimming out there. I don't know what it is. And I get it up to the side. It was the type of fish I was looking for. I was trying to fish for a bass. I don't know if you've seen them before, but largemouth bass. So this big fish comes up on the side, and he's flopping and spitting and angry, just trying to get that hook out of his eye. And I'm super excited. I'm like, yeah! And I'm reeling it, and he stops right here, about 4 feet away from me, still in the water. Now, I'm a pretty tall guy, and I got these big boots on, about this big, that I'm up on the bank trying to pull this fish in, and he wraps himself around a tree. So what do? I'm not going to lose this fish. I'm not going to let him break my line. I jump in the water with 1 foot because my boot's pretty tall. So the water's not into my boot yet, and I get 1 foot in, and I reach down and I grab the fish, and I finally get him, and I pull him out of the water, and I'm so excited. Like the fish is in my hand now. I know I'm not going to lose the fish now. So I throw my pole, break the line, and I'm trying to get up on the bank because the next thing I got to do is I got to take a picture, right? Right? Is that what you do? You catch a nice fish, you can take a picture like, look at the fish I caught. So I grab the fish, and I'm trying to get up on the bank, but there's a problem. This is what happened. I can't move. My boot is stuck in the mud. And I was like, And so I got the fish. And I got the boot stuck in the mud. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do? So I got a tough decision. If I want to save my boot and keep my feet dry and not fall in the water, I got to let go of the fish. Yeah, that's what I said. No, you don't let go of that fish. And so I looked. And I pulled, and I was like, I got to save my boot. I just got those boots. I couldn't let my boot go out in the water. So in about 10 seconds, I made a tough decision. Couldn't pull my foot out. So finally, I leave the boot in the water, pop my foot out, throw the fish up on the bank, hop up to the bank, get the fish, take the picture, put it back in the water, then I go back down in the water and get my boot. How about that? And I got the picture. Now listen, that wasn't the toughest choice I had to make that day. You guys make tough choices every day, right? We all make tough choices all the time. Sometimes it's who you're going to sit with, who you're going to hang with, if you're going to do something good, if you're going to do something bad, it's going to get you in trouble. But listen, sometimes we make a decision that you can't go back and fix. Can I show you what I mean? It's like an irreversible decision. Like you do something once, then you can't change it again. Why is it so important to motivate a child, somebody so young, encourage him to make right decisions? I'm a father myself, and so I'm very grateful for the influences my son has had from his teachers, from his coaches, so many people helping shape him as a young man. And I understand that as well whenever I'm in front of young children. They're very impressionable. They may not meet celebrities and superstars and their NBA heroes, but some old guy from Carrollton, Kentucky who can break a bat may say something that's going to challenge them and make them be encouraged and think about their decisions and continue on the plan that they have for their life. Now that's you guys probably don't know this. You want to show that to him, DeMarion? That's a phone book. See, we have all our phone books in our phone now, right? Our phone books are in our phone. But there was a day when if you wanted to order us a pizza, you'd look that up, find us a phone number, and we'd order a pizza. So these phone books used to be around all over the place. And the more people you had in your town, the bigger the phone book. Now, I live in a town with about 2 people in it. So if I told you I was going to rip a phone book from my town, you'd be like, I can rip that. So I got a phone book here. I want you to look at it. Make sure it's not torn. Is that a real phone book? There's no tears in it? No tears in it? So I'm going to squeeze this phone book here in just a second, and I'm going to rip it. Now, do you want to try to do it before I do it? Do your first feat of strength at school assembly? Go ahead. There you go. Now, can I give you a couple tips? Here's the first tip. First tip is you got to get your feet right. All right, you got to get good balance right here. Get good balance. All right, now you're going to take that and put it right here on your side. Now you know what a game face is. You look like an athlete. I know you know game face. So you're like, so you got to get. All right, that's going to help you. It's going to make you a little bit stronger. So try your game face first. Ready? Go! Yeah. Go. Oh, it's close. Okay, one more tip. I got to tell him, there's power in the leg kick. So you got the grip, the stance, the game face, now the leg kicks. Like, your turn. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Here, you hold this for a second. I'm going to help him out just for a second, all right? Ready? Oh, hey, all right. Give DeMarion a hand. Thank you. Okay, you grab your seat, bud. Hey, listen, sometimes we make decisions, you can't go back and fix that phone book, can you? We can use all the tape in the world, we can't put all those pages back together again. And sometimes when we talk about, Red Ribbon Week, tobacco, drugs, alcohol, whatever it is, sometimes we'll make a choice and it's hard to fix. So it's so important to pay attention to our choices right now while you're in elementary school. Decisions matter. How many people play kickball before? Yeah. So anybody ever done a redo in kickball? Yeah, so a redo is like they roll the ball down and you go up and you kick it. It doesn't go where you want it to go. You go, redo, like you get another kick, right? And they roll it. Maybe it's a foul ball. Redo. But sometimes, this is why we're talking about our decisions. Sometimes our decisions don't allow a redo. And we can't fix some of those. So it's so important to pay attention to our decisions. Now, How many people have a great friend? How many people are a great friend? You know, that's one of the things that helps us make good decisions is our friendships. Our friendships help us make good choices, and sometimes our friendships help us make bad choices. I had some friends. I lived in an area. We had a bunch of trailers in this area, and right outside of our trailers was this creek. And during the summer, it was awesome. We'd go down there and play. It wasn't really deep, but we'd go down there and play, and we'd throw rocks and catch minnows and crawdads, whatever it was. But in the wintertime, it froze. And so I had these two brothers that lived next door to us, Mike and Eddie. They came over to the house and said, hey, you want to go outside and play? One of those days, there's a lot of snow on the ground. We couldn't wait to go outside. So we said, yeah, we'll go outside and play. And as we're going outside, my dad says, don't go near the creek. I go, no, well, we're not going to. You know, as a kid, though, third grade, I'm like, why? And what's he going to say? It's dangerous. So we go outside and we start playing. I didn't listen to my dad very well. And before you know it, Mike and Eddie started daring the five of us, there's five of us in this group, who was going to go out and get on the ice of the creek that had frozen over. And you can see there's no water. And I was the oldest. And so somebody would step on it like this, like that's not dangerous. And somebody else would step on it with 2 feet, jump back off, that's not dangerous. And so I was the first one. I was like, I'm going to walk across the creek. And my little brother's like, because he knew my dad was back at the house, right? And so I start walking and get my grip. And you can hear the ice creaking. Have you ever been on like a frozen mud puddle? You can hear it creaking. I get a little bit further, and I get out to probably from here to the music stand. And I turn around doing this and everything. Yeah! Boosh! I fall through the ice about this deep. And, and so I crawl out of the ice and I start crying. I run over to my brother. And the reason why I'm crying is not because I fell in the ice. It's because my dad's going to find out I fell through the ice, you know? And those friends, as fun as they were, as much fun that I had with them, that morning, they got me into trouble. I made the decision, but they encouraged me to make a bad decision. So it's so important to pay attention to our friendships, right? Sometimes you'll have a friend that says, do your best, study hard, go to practice, don't lie to your parents. And then you have other friends say, look, it's okay, we all do it. Don't tell them the truth. Blame it on somebody else. You know, they want you to cheat on a test. Whatever the decision is, and then as we're talking about drugs and alcohol, maybe they want you to try something for the first time. You know, your folks will say, no way. No way. It's so important to pay attention to those decisions. I ended up finding some friends a few years back, this group of guys, and they were all really, really big and all really, really strong, and they were like me. They couldn't sing and they couldn't dance. But they could bend and break stuff. So they pulled me aside one time and said, listen, we know you like students. We know you like going around and talking. And you're big and you're strong. You're a weightlifter. We want to show you a few things and see if you want to travel with us. So I listened to them. And they showed me a bunch of things that they did. They ripped a phone book. They did some bench press, lifted some weights. But the thing that I watched, I saw them take a frying pan. And with their hands, they rolled it up. I said, oh, I want to learn how to do that. I want to learn how to do that. And so these friends started showing me some of these things, these feats of strength. And so I'm so grateful for those friendships who helped me learn something, who helped me grow in an area that I wasn't really good at. And those are the kind of friendships you want, right? Somebody that's going to make you a better person, make better decisions. With today's assembly, what do I hope the students will walk away with today? For one, obviously their decisions, that every decision matters. Decisions who they sit with, who they spend their recess with, decisions on how they treat somebody walking in the hallways and how they treat somebody in the cafeteria. All those decisions matter. And at this age, it may not be the drugs and alcohol are the issue, but the decisions that lead to those bigger decisions later on in life are what matters. So it's always good to encourage them how much their teachers care about them and how much the faculty and staff love them and care about them. and just saying something not new, something that they've heard multiple times, but from a different face, and encouraging them to pay attention to the people around them. We'll let you both look at this first. Anaya, look at this. Make sure that's a real frying pan that you can cook in. And this hurts me because I like to eat. But I'm going to destroy that frying pan here in just a second. William, you want to check it out? Is that a real frying pan? It's heavy. You want to bang on it for a minute? Oh. You want to try to bend it? Oh, it's, Go ahead, William. Now see, you're forgetting the most important tip. See? Yeah. William, let me see. Yeah, work on the stance. Let me see the stance first. Okay. Can you remember the game face? And get your foot. You ready? Go. Oh. All right, you need some help? Let me see. I'm going to try to help him out. All right? I'll try to help him out. Here we go. You want to do a countdown? You want to do 3, 2, 1? And I'm going to try to roll this up with my hands. Now, listen, if I scream or I cry, don't laugh at me, because this hurts my hands. Yeah, so sometimes I just have to stop, and I'll just hand it to you. And so whoever I hand it to, you got to finish it, because my hand will hurt really bad. Can you do that? Got it? All right, here we go. 3. Go ahead. 2. Ready? Hey, we're talking about our decisions, and these small decisions, they matter. Like every choice we make, most every choice we make really, really matters. And it's so important to make sure you got the right friends around you to help you make good decisions, right? And it's also important that you're the right type of friend, that you're going to help somebody else make good choices. It's not easy to do. I'm a weightlifter, and so for years, I've been going to the gym and lifting weights, and not just going into exercise, but I used to go and compete. So I would go, I'm a lifetime drug-free lifter. I get tested, so they want to make sure there's nothing illegal in me. And I would go all over the country and compete in a bench press. With no other gear, and just go down there and lift weights, bring it off. You have to sit it down on your chest for a second. They say press, and then you lift it up. So I did that for years. And without taking anything, set a lot of records. And so I get asked a lot of times, probably middle school and high school, how strong are you? What's the most you've lifted? How did you get that strong? Listen, 20 years of lifting. That's a long time, right? It's a long time. We're not talking 20 days. We're not talking 20 weeks. We're not talking 20 months. I've been lifting weights and now it's even longer than 20 years. I've been lifting weights since I was 17, and I'm 25 now, so that's 8 years. No, if you haven't had math yet, I'm not 25. But it's a long time of lifting weights, and it's these slow workouts. Like I go in one day, I go in and work out the next day. I go in the next day. I go in the next day. I'd work out maybe 4 times a week. And then I'd start all over. And I did it year after year. And sometimes I say that because that was the best way and the right way for me to lift without taking anything I shouldn't be taking. But that's also the best way to try to grow in your decisions. Especially when we're talking about drugs and alcohol. And how many people have a dream like, one day I want to be anybody got dreams like that? Yeah. Like one day I want to be a teacher. One day I want to be a basketball star. One day I want to be a doctor. One day I want to be a veterinarian, whatever it is. And so we have these things that are in our mind, but you know what? It takes a long time to get there. And a lot of small, on-purpose decisions, right? You just don't wake up and on Tuesday, you're going to be a veterinarian in 3rd grade, right? How many people are in 3rd grade? How many people are in 4th grade? Yeah, it just doesn't happen overnight. There's a lot of decisions that you make concerning your friends, what you put into your body, how you treat your body, how you treat other people. All those choices matter. So I'm so grateful we're able to talk about that this morning. This is a Louisville Slugger baseball bat. This came from the museum. It looks a little bit different because this isn't what you'd see at like a Dick's Sporting Goods, because this gets cut off, this gets cut off. I go and I buy these. This has got a bad stamp on it. You see that? So these are a lot cheaper for me if I'm going to just break them. I've got a case of them at my house. I go in and buy these. They're kind of like a misprint. And I can go and bend them and break them. All right? So I want you to look at this first. What's your name, man?
Wyatt.
Wyatt. All right. And what's your name?
Misha.
Misha. All right. You like baseball? Okay. Check that. Make sure there's no cracks in it. Is that a real baseball bat?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's going to come off. That's going to come off. That would be right before they sell it. They cut that off and they sand it and they'll probably spray it and make it shiny. Nice. Let me see that, Wyatt. Misha, you want to check that out? You see any cracks in there? No. Because sometimes when you're bending and breaking things, they think it may not be real. And we wouldn't want to do that, right? We want to do something that's real. So, you know how I'm going to do this?
How?
I'm going to let you hold this right here. I'm going to grab this baseball bat and I'm going to lay it here on top of my leg. I'm going to push on it. And you're going to see it bend before it breaks. All right, this wood, you're going to see I'm going to keep pushing. I may have to turn it a couple times. And same thing, this hurts my leg really, really bad. So can you finish this if I fall down, like with a leg injury? You got it?
Yeah.
Maybe? Okay. So you're going to set it right here like this. And I'm going to bench press through it like this. And it's going to bend over top of my leg. And it's going to go pop! It's going to break.
That's scary. The first time you did that scared me.
All right, you want to see that?
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to see that? Hey, listen, great illustration. We just put a little pressure on it, push, little pressure. Let's see what happens, all right? Was it bending? Yeah. Was it?
I saw it a little bit bend.
You saw it bend a little bit?
Try and break it.
Was it bending? Yeah. All right. You guys want to see it break?
Yeah.
Well, back up here so everybody can see. There you go. All right. All right, give him a round of applause. This last thing I'm going to do here, it's so important. For one, you've got teachers and coaches here at the school that really, really care about you and care about your decisions. They've created this opportunity here today so we could come together, we could get together and talk about our choices and about our decisions, about saying no to drugs and alcohol, because you've got dreams, you have ideas and plans in your mind of what you want to become one day. And you want to pay attention to your friendships and make sure that you have the friendships that will help you get to where you want to go. But we know that's not easy, right? And so you need people in your life, adults in your life, parents and grandparents and coaches and teachers, to remind you that all of our choices matter. How you treat somebody in the cafeteria, how you treat somebody that's different from you, it doesn't look like you, and maybe doesn't have the stuff that you have, and they may not get the scores on their tests that you do, but you can still treat those people with kindness and still care about them, because you'll make your school better and you'll grow from it as well. This last thing I want to show you, I'm going to take these pop cans and I'm going to squeeze them with my hands until they explode. Yeah. So there's a couple rules to doing this. The pop cans are going to be really sharp, which is why I have gloves on. So if the pop can goes flying up here or falls down the steps, wherever it goes, you can't pick it up, okay? A teacher will have to get it because it's going to be sharp. It's going to break right in the middle. Second thing is, it's Diet Sprite, so it's the same as water. Nobody's going to get sticky. If it gets on you, most of it's going to come on me, and I'm just going to get really, really wet. So, you guys want to see a couple of these pop cans? Okay, let's play a game. Let's play a game. If you want your teacher to get wet, you got to make a lot of noise. and I'll come to that section. You gotta make a lot of noise and I'll come visit that section, all right? Make a lot of noise, I'll try to visit that section. You guys wanna see that? All right, let me hear it. Up here? One more. I am so glad you guys invited me, allowed me to be part of your school today. You guys were awesome. You listened so well. And I hope this Red Ribbon Week, I hope that you understand how important all of our decisions are, even the ones we think nobody else is paying attention to. It's you and one other student. It's you and a friend. When mom and dad or teacher's not looking, all those decisions matter. So I encourage you to trust your teachers, trust the adults in your life, and allow other people, great friends, to help you make wise choices. Choices that will get you to where you want to go a few years from now, right? Our decisions matter. Hey, it's been great being with you here at Red Ribbon Week. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you. So if somebody wanted to watch this assembly and contact me for future assemblies or speaking engagements, jmontgomery@yahoo. So it's my name. I got one of those email addresses years ago, so it's jaymontgomery@yahoo.com, or they can reach me by cell phone, 502-396-1755, and it's Jay Montgomery.